Good morning, everybody. This is Lisa Marie with Awaken Naturally. I am wanting to talk to you about the intend and declare statements that I had created quite a few years ago. And when I had been working and doing coaching with international clients that had really serious illnesses and stuff, these were power of intention types of declarations that I would have people say to themselves in the mirror so that you could see that these are certain statements and stuff. And a lot of people didn't like the assignment, but at the same time, how are they going to start to reclaim who they are, get a loving mindset for themselves? It's not about what's going on out here, even though everybody right now is focused too much on what's going on out here right now, especially with this downfall of what we're watching right now, and we don't know how to, not be flushed down the toilet and be on the sinking ship with everybody else, And anyway, getting back to what empaths need to do to protect themselves right now. I have been a coach for over 25 years, working people with international coaches across the United States, the world. I was working with people from the UN that was here to protect the earth. But things have changed over the years. A lot of people have, left the planet. And so we are here now to stay at a place of resilience. And so I was going to do some of the book yesterday. I kind of stated, but I checked to make sure I could do that. And I found out that I cannot be just reading any of her stuff. So if you want to read the Sophia Code, then definitely do that for your own intention and doing certain types of things for your protection. Start taking your power back, because right now everybody in the United States is handing their power over to this horrible situation that we're all witnessing, and we're trying to figure out, how to navigate any of this stuff right now. And navigating is, where do we go? We're going to listen to music, and we're going to be doing certain, maybe artwork. I'm learning how to play the piano right now. And something that I wanted to do when I was a lot younger, and now I've got the time to do it because I got to stop doing strolling on the internet, because all it does is create a lot of stress in my body anyway. Probably creates a lot of stress in your body. So there's going to be a few things that you could write these down. I intend to embrace my sensitivity and declare that it's my greatest strength. That's a big one. I intend to set healthy boundaries and I declare that my energy is sacred. Number 3, I intend to honor my feelings and declare that my emotions guide me with wisdom. And right now, being part of the 3 a.m. club with Gia and the rest of them, they're focusing on the story about what's the joust and all of these things and stuff. I'm here to protect our light, and declare our light shines brightly in every moment. That's another intention that we need to start paying attention to. They're beginning to download a little bit with me right at the moment. That's why my energy is shifting a little bit. I release all negativity and declare that I welcome only positive energy. So if you've got to protect yourself and stop getting on there, maybe the only person that you're going to listen to is going to be Jasmine Crockett only. Get on to what channel that she's on and only listen to her, because she is an empowering person. She's got fire in her belly about what's going on and what's happening here in the U.S. If you've got to cut everybody else out, like I've been having to do, and going down that whole, basically it's a pit of despair is what it is. So being an empath, we've got to learn how to start saying no to people, having bigger boundaries with all of who we are wanting to surround ourselves with. It's like we have to be really specific, because unfortunately, I remember the first time I realized that I was an empath. I was like maybe 9 years old, and the neighbors were fighting, and across the way, their family had an alcoholic that was like kind of the, what do you call it, kind of the joke of the neighborhood. Everybody knew what that person was doing and the fighting that was going on and stuff. So there was all this fighting, and I was feeling a lot of stress from my friends, friends that I grew up with, and how we were so stressed out all of the time because you never knew what he was going to go and do. Half the time he was either passed out on the street, literally laying in the street with his car door open, where the car drove over and kind of, was just laying there, him out on the street and stuff. The police actually knew who he was quite well and would actually drive him home, because that's when the police were actually able to do those types of things. Now they would have just arrested him and threw him and do whatever they do now. It's completely different, time and all of that. But when I realized that I was an empath, I remember saying, God, why do I always have to feel everybody's stuff? It's like the agonizing idea of feeling everybody's negativity and the waves of it. And I thought, I don't need to get cancer to be able to understand why people have cancer. I don't need to feel like I can't even go into bars, because if I go into bars and stuff or do any type of anything that has to do with any recreational whatever it is, I have a tendency, I don't need it. I can just be in a group of people that are doing that type of stuff, and I'll get the buzz without having to take it. That is what empaths do. We can go into rooms where different people, we see the world in a different light. We enjoy being around doing certain things, but we can get into overwhelm really quickly. Like I can go to certain concerts and be okay if I'm really grooving with it and stuff, but I can feel when I leave that I've got this buzz, and I haven't drank but water. So I've been, realizing this as I was a kid. I didn't understand a lot of what I was feeling. And, when you start to get older, and then I had gone to a therapist, and she basically said, you're probably one of the most psychic people I've ever met. And she was, pretty correct on that. And she started having to teach me boundaries because I didn't have them. I was the barnacle within the family, and I was the stone that everybody kind of leans upon. I was one of those people that you're not allowed to be in a place of weakness. You're not allowed to be in a place of, you're always going to be everybody else's backbone. And that was something that empaths have a tendency to do, is we have all of these emotions, and we can feel what they're feeling. That's why I feel everybody's soul. I've had children of autism, from Asperger's to whatever, come running up to me because I don't have a judgment about who they are. I know that their soul is intact and their body is what it is. So because of that, I've got kids that come running up to me saying, please heal me, or, please help me out, or they just give me a big kiss on the cheek and just say thank you. And caretakers have gotten really pissed off about it, but whatever. I have been, working with autistic children since I was like 5, because they saw that I could handle their types of disruption, from eating light bulbs and doing all kinds of stuff, crawling up walls and things like that. Instead of me getting upset about it, which was most adults were doing, I would just go over and give them something else to, kind of like take their attention away from whatever the hell they thought they were going after, especially when it came to the one kid that I had been dealing with when I was little. And so as we start to go through all of the stuff that's coming, we're all in this shitter basically right now. What are we going to do to be able to fill our being, fill our light, and stay out of the ruckus of everything that's going on? I started painting, which one of those paintings back there, those are mine. divine feminine energies with jaguar energy and stuff. And I started doing those paintings and started to show at shows and stuff like that, but those are expensive to go to. Maybe learning how to paint. One of the best places for us to go is start getting creative and stuff. Maybe go get those adult coloring books and things. Start getting back into our inner child, because we need something that's going to create truth and purpose for us. And if we aren't able to do that during all this turmoil, until we see that they have actually figured out that, Starboy had used the Starlink or whatever up in the sky as the weapon, basically, to tally all of these fake numbers and stuff. And now he's broken into all of these departments that he shouldn't be in, to probably just gathering more information. If we don't stop this, the United States is going to be done, because it's just going to be the two of them running it for the next whatever, until somebody does something about it. And our court systems, they're not going to pay attention to it. So, I've been trying to go, okay, well, how can we practice our own mindfulness and stay in a place of peace? And, so that's why I decided to start getting on to YouTube. I started to do some stuff up on TikTok, but every once in a while my stuff gets flagged, or I got taken off altogether right in the middle of, right before Christmas holiday, selling love note jewelry, which is something else I do on my website. So it's got these really beautiful love notes to your husband or wife, or to your daughter, to your son, different types of things. And it's got, bracelets or the necklaces with two little hearts and really cute stuff. But, right now everybody's worried about what's going on. They're worried more about those grocery bills that are going to continue to go up, because he's going to crash our economy, and then blame it on the Biden administration, when he could have been rolling on that for another 2 years. But he's going to destroy all of it before, the next few weeks. And then we're all going to think it's kind of normal back. It's like, well, we better, obey the situation. And it's like, I'm not going to do that. Anyhow, so how can we practice this mindfulness and embrace our own authenticity during these times? So inner peace is going to be a big deal. And so I've been taking some classes on some self-hypnosis and stuff, and going I think it's EMDR that I had learned years back, to erase all of this crazy stuff. Because one of the things right now they were talking about, TB is here, and I have a book. I took a class that's kind of like part of the, it was a particular German person that I had studied with, that came here. He had basically stated what TB is, and he could tell you with all of the sicknesses and stuff that are going on, it has to do with what's going on. So anything with TB or lung or whatever is grief. And for a particular reason, there's a lot of grief over there. Instead of it being happiness and things like that, there's a lot of grief going on over in the Kansas area with all of the TB, and there's some other measles breakouts and things like that are happening, because there's some really beautiful channels that have got some information about that. I remember reading years ago the information that's kind of going on currently, in that all of the information that's being thrown at us, how she was basically saying, there's going to be a lot of stupid people. And I realized it's not even the stupid people, they've been brainwashed. And they're so brainwashed, thinking that, Starboy is, some sort of, robbing the rich and giving it to the poor type of thing. And that's not what he is, but that's what they think that he is. So they're doing some really intense propaganda around all of this stuff, which really is shocking, because I've been listening to some people in my own neighborhood here about some of the things that they think happened even at the football game, and they think that the Kansas City was paid to, to lose, and some other crazy ideas. Can't talk to those types of people, unfortunately. They're so far gone. I've lost a lot of friends that have fallen with all of this stuff, and they're like, well, it doesn't matter because we're all going to go through this change, no matter what. But when they throw the whole country into fear about what's going on and losing all of our benefits and all of these things, and turning around and giving it to what's his name, Starboy, you start to wonder, why he's getting all these subsidies for his business, why his stock is tanking right now, according to something I saw. So right now, how are we going to cultivate a loving mindset for ourselves and declare love is the essence of who we are. So I'm going to continue putting up these. I have written a book. I put it up onto the YouTube channel. Hopefully, if anybody, I've gotten on there and it seems to work for me, but let me know if it doesn't. It's underneath a JPEG. I was trying to do it underneath PDF, but I couldn't get it to download properly yesterday. So if you want to take a look at some of the information, we empaths, and there's a lot of us here in the States, really need to protect ourselves. So if you do like this video content, please hit the subscribe button. Get me back into the algorithm, and that would be great. Like the video. If you need to share it, go ahead and share it. Share it to people that you might think that are empaths, because there's so many of us here. There's a lot of children that are empaths and stuff that are here on the planet that are ready for this new positive energy, for the divine feminine to be here. And they're here to make that change and to be thrown back into this other regime and the Hitler stuff. They're not going to be able to handle some of the things. It's the reasons why the TBs and other types of things that are going. Also, animals attacking us because we're not honoring who they are for even our food sources, from eggs to whatever. So there's a lot of that happening too. So how can we reclaim our power, and create a serenity within ourselves? Read, get out in nature, get your feet into of course it's still kind of winter out here, get your feet into some grass. If you're by the water, get your feet into the sand. That'll be really helpful. Listen to the music that you loved when you were younger. Anything. Learn how to play the piano. Start doing stuff that's going to take your mind on what's happening, and maybe create type of wealth. Looking for retirement. Maybe you need to start figuring out a way of going out and doing and retiring and getting out of here. I've heard that we might not even be able to get our own passports right now, because I started to do that because I was getting ready to do something and go travel and everything, because I wanted to start to see the world. But I don't know if we'll even be able to get passports at this point, especially since they're going to try and make us have one for the elections and stuff. So anyhow, I'm going to head off, and please honor yourself during this time right now. Really be gentle. And I'm one of the hardest people that way. I have a tendency to be incredibly hard on myself, and I need to be gentle myself and remember, who we are. As a species, we're humans on Americans' planet here. It's not just America and the white people. And I'm Native American, by the way, and Italian. So just so you know, and I did not vote for Rump. And I think all the women need to stick together right now so that we can empower ourselves during this time. If they start to continuing to take away something, we've got to create that inner peace within us. But all right, guys, you guys have the rest of your day. Really stay positive with yourself. Okay? All right, guys, have a good afternoon. Bye. See you tomorrow.